We're going to solve a quadratic inequality. We're going to find all values of x such that x squared is less than 6x plus 7. When we solve a polynomial inequality, of which this is an example, we get 0 on one side of the inequality sign. So I'll subtract 6x and subtract 7 from both sides, and I'll have x squared minus 6x minus 7 is less than 0. And then I'm going to factor, and I have x minus 7 times x plus 1 is less than 0. Now, since a value can change from less than 0, which is negative, to greater than 0, which is positive, only by becoming 0, I'm going to solve this for 0 and then test intervals on either side of the points that make this expression 0. So I set x minus 7 times x plus 1 equal to 0. And solving that, I would get x minus 7 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0, which means x equals 7, or x equals negative 1. Now I can think of 7 and negative 1 as dividing the number line into 3 intervals. And I'm going to just sketch a number line and label some points on it, negative 1 and 7. And the intervals would be negative infinity up to negative 1. That would be interval A. I'll label the next one interval B, and the next one interval C. Now, the key to doing this was if any number in interval A makes this expression negative, then every number in there will make it negative. And the same for B and the same for C. So I can test any number that's an element of this first interval. So for interval A, I'm going to test, and I'm just going to choose negative 2. Now I'm going to find this value here of negative 2 minus 7 times negative 2 plus 1. That is 9. And I ask myself, is 9 less than 0? Well, no, it's not. So interval A is not, will not be part of the solution set. Then I'll test a number in B, and anytime 0 is inside the interval, I'll choose 0. That's usually easy to calculate. So I'll test 0. And I have 0 minus 7 times 0 plus 1. And that will be negative 7 times 1, which is negative 7. And I ask myself, is negative 7 less than 0? Well, yes, it is. And that's going to tell me that the interval B will be part of the solution set. Now we'll try one more. I've got to test something in interval C, and I'll choose 8. Now I check 8 minus 7 times 8 plus 1. That's 1 times 9, which is 9. And I ask myself, is 9 less than 0? And that answer is no. So this expression will be negative only in interval B, and it will be negative for all real numbers in that interval. So the solution set, I need to describe the interval B. The solution set will be the set of all x such that negative 1 is less than x is less than 7. Or I can write it in interval notation as the interval from negative 1 to 7.